working. Let's check our Facebook. There's our meeting. Meeting's working. Are we over on Facebook? It's not. Oh, there we go. Unsupported guest request. So let's go to Facebook and see if it's working. Because you know that it goes live, but it doesn't let me think it goes live. And we're live. Okay. So I'm going to go with that. That we're live. And I got it, finally. I'm only 15 minutes late, 20 minutes maybe by now, 18 minutes late. Merry Christmas, everybody. I appreciate you watching, probably on the replay, because it is still early in the evening for anybody that is having dinner at regular dinner time and all of that good stuff. But I got my new Christmas shades on. I didn't put them on blinky mode, but they do blinky mode. But tonight we're going to start out the new year with our Christmas card, because today is Christmas and we need to get at least 12 of them done before next year on Christmas. So this is just a good way for you to get ahead on your cards. I end up making like 2 of these a month, although when the Christmas rolls around, I've pretty much gotten rid of them all by then and I have to start over. But you know, it is what it is. And if you can follow along, I'm going to try, you'll see when I turn my camera down, I'm going to try a new thing in 2024 and give you guys a sheet that kind of lets you know what the sizes and stuff are at the beginning of the video. So let me turn my camera down and I will show you what I'm talking about. So, oh, I'm crooked. I was all straight, but I'm crooked now. Anyway, I got the lights off in my room. We did our class on Wednesday and everybody said that it didn't appear to be that much different with the lights off. So I'm going to try it today and see what we get. See if it helps with the shadows on my desktop and my hands and all that good stuff. So, oops, I'm trying to move some light from this camera over, or the lamp a little bit. But anyway, I'm not going to mess with that because I'm taking too long as it is. So I got to take my glasses off because, believe it or not, they do hinder my regular glasses, even though they don't have any lens in them. Tonight, we're going to make this card as our first card for the new year. And then on the inside, I've just got a white base with a strip of the paper that we used over here. This paper, I believe, is gone. So it was one that was released, a special release available till gone. And I didn't bring it to tell you what the name of it was. But I can grab it and knock everything onto the floor between here and there. It is called Shining Christmas. It has some candy canes and pretty much all these patterns that we're going to use. And then on the back, it's all foil on one side, and then on the back side, it's just regular designer series paper. So this is the card that we're going to make. Oh, let's see, I got somebody on, but I can't see the comments. Let me make this a little smaller. Oh, Kathy's on. Oh, Reedy's on. Hey, Govna. You couldn't tune in because I couldn't get tuned in. So, Kathy, I hope you're feeling better. Reedy, thanks for watching. I'm going to set this aside. And so here's what we're going to use. Our base is 6 1/4 by 7. We're going to use 3 2-inch squares down the side. This layer is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4 inches embossed. The inside is 3 1/4 by 6 with the 1/2 inch strip. Then you need some greenery. You need a little scrap for your words, your thermos, and then some gems. So hopefully if you were gonna copy them down and stuff, you see that, you can go back during the video if you need to, or when it's over, and get all that. Let me scoop all my bits and bobs off here. Let me get my paper trimmer, because I didn't cut this yet, because we are doing like an odd size. So I need a 6¼ by 7. It started at 6½, but it didn't want to fit in my envelope. This just uses this regular business size or standard letter envelope. So I got 6¼ by 7. Then we're going to score at 3. Where's my note? Right here. Score at 3½, but that might not be right, because 6, we need 3, so we need 3 and an 1/8. Because why did I? No, we're on the 7. Sorry, guys. We're going to score on the 7-incher, so we do want 3½. Give that a score so that we could fold it in half. We're done with our trimmer. Go ahead and burnish on our fold here. I got everything going through. If I move this thing, you're going to see one of my the lights reflect off my mat. I was able to strategically place my mat on here, and oh look, feels like I need to clean it already. Next we're going to take our 2-inch strips. Like I said, we have 3 of them, but I made a boo-boo, so I'm going to finagle a little strip. I cut my side strips off before I cut my 2-inch piece off, and yeah, it didn't fare me well by having enough to make a 2-inch square. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. So we're going to glue our 2-inch squares on, and I'm just going to kind of cockeye them on there a little bit. Put the 2 like on the bottom. Let's see, then I'm going to put this one over the top, and I'm going to put this one on the bottom. And I'm going to, I could still do 2 inches wide, I believe. I should be good if I do 2 inches. Pull a little bit of that off. 2 inches tall. And then I'm just gonna, like I say, I'm gonna finagle. I'm gonna cut it off the edge a little bit anyway, down here. So as long as I've got it covering, when I put this piece down so that it looks like it's the right size, I think we're good. And I might even need to go this way. I think this is the way I need to go. Yes. And then I can cut that off, and then you'll never know that I don't have enough to go under that. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this one down. I'm not sure if I told you guys my whole debacle yet, but I got this cute little microphone from Mike, and I can hook it up with my phone and a clip on, just give me a better sound quality. But I can't hook it up on my phone while I do my live, or I get all that back, you know, that echoey wow 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 that I sometimes would get. I get all that, and so I tried to turn the sound off on my iPad, and then I'm going to cut this off. I turn the microphone off on my iPad so that my phone could kick in, but then my phone, the whole iPad thing kept popping back on, and the phone wasn't working right with it, so it just became a giant debacle. Oh, thanks, Holly, and hello. So I'm gonna layer that there like that. just to show you guys. And I'm not going to take up a lot of your time because it is the holiday. So I really did a lot of the prep work on for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and glue my strip down to my inside piece. Yeah, I lost my window of opportunity. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and glue that in. Just, you guys know I like to get my pieces off my desktop. Less for me to lose. That, we're gonna call that. Okay, so now we're gonna come back to the front. I've got that same pack of paper, and I went ahead and I stamped. Let me show you the set we're going to use. You guys remember it maybe from Wednesday night when I made the variety of cards with the live video for the thermos set. So all I've done is I took the outline of the thermos and I stamped it on that designer series paper. And then I'm going to take that same stamp and I'm going to stamp just the cap on a scrap piece of cherry cobbler. And, oh, that was loud. In black. I had originally colored that in with my Stamp and Blend, my cherry cobbler, and I didn't like the way it looked. So I decided to make the whole cap red instead. So now what I'm going to do, I've got my cutting blade from the Craft Tool Accessories, and I'll do it the proper way because you guys are watching me. Earlier I had just just used my hand and did it, but it wasn't probably the most highly recommended way because I didn't have as good a control. But I want to just cut this little notch out here of the red, and I do still think I need to this is the first time I've used the hobby knife part of it. Let's see, did I cut through? I did cut through. See if I can get that little piece off there. All right, so let's cover that back up. And I'm going to set that aside. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut this out by hand. Just going to cut the cap part. Let's see if I can not cut it off. Be a tragedy. It is very fine, so if you are okay with leaving the little center part of the cup handle in there, by all means leave the center part in there. Okay, now I'm going to glue that onto my thermos. Put a little dot on there. And then there is a die that cuts the thermos out. Let me show you guys the dies that go with it. And this I showed you guys on Wednesday night. This set is on mega clearance or mega sale, not clearance yet. It's on sale on the last chance list. So it's the Warmest Heart. And there's the stamp set. And these are the dies. And like I said, you can make this a water bottle and there's a handle for it. You can jazz it up with some designs, and then these little pieces all have cut out to them as well. But I just tried to use the thermos here, the whole outline of the thermos, to cut it out for my sample. Well, it leaves a border around it, so I ended up trimming it. Oh Lord, look at there. I wanted to cut that dumb thing off. we'll do it. So I ended up still having to trim around it with my scissors. So I just figured rather than cutting it and with the die and then cutting it with the scissors, I would just cut it with the scissors. Getting ahead of myself here, and I wanted to cut the thermos handle off. There we go. So that you could see through it. I didn't want the red showing on it either. So go ahead and trim that down the rest of the way. Like this. And then there we've got a cute little decorated thermos. That's going to go on my, this is Mossy Meadow that I have embossed with the, let me tell you what it is, because I didn't bring that with me, or did I? I didn't bring it and I don't see it. It's the, it's retired. It's the kind of a herringbone plaid crosshatch die or embossing folder. Then I'm going to glue these two together, and these came from the Christmas banner dies. I just was looking, I just wanted some greenery that was small and not a lot of extra work to it, and I found that in here. This is the first one that I came across. My friend Patty gave me these dies, and look at there, I used them already. And so I'm going to just glue these on top of each other, and I'm going to put the light old olive one on the bottom, and I'm just kind of spreading them out a little tiny bit. And then we're going to glue them to the back of the thermos. So I'll put a little more glue on there. Going to glue them to the back of our thermos. That yes, buy them separately, not the bundle. Patty, good reminder. And then I'm going to pop that up on my paper here. And I first want to wrap this cherry cobbler ribbon around. This is also a retired ribbon. It's the only one I had in cherry cobbler. Everything else was real red, and yes, that would match. So I'm going to cross these over, just make myself a knot. Push that knot down underneath. And I want the bow off to the side. So I'm going to cut the circle off over here. Let's put some, I'm going to go ahead and pop up my thermos first, but I'm not going to, I'm going to save some space. I'm just going to put it up at the top. And then this one down here at the bottom, I am not going to peel the paper off yet. Let's see how well that works for me. I'm going to put the thermos on there. I hope everybody had a good day. Kathy, I hope you're feeling better. Reedie's been doing her Lego orchid that she got for Christmas. I've been doing stuff. You guys, I got all the cards ready for the class in January. And I got 13 cards created. And there'll even be some leftovers. How about that? Some leftover bits. And I'm only worrying about those leftover, not using all the bits, because if somebody wants to not cut up one piece and use another one that might be just as cute, I want to leave room for people to change their mind, if that makes sense. Because, you know, we all like to do our own thing, and if it's too regimented, then I don't want them to feel that way. Oops, I just So then we're gonna just stick our thermos down the rest of the way. Looks like I got him on there crooked. And then I glued this on flat. Might need to put, there's a lot of holes on this, so maybe put some extra glue just to make sure that you're getting the, and you can of course change up your embossing folder based on, you know, whatever paper you choose to use. I just had all this Christmas design from that I bought back in like September. I wanted to use it up. Pull my little tail up there. And I was thinking you might even make this one a little bit longer than the 3 3/4 if you want your words to fit on there better or differently. So then I'm going to take my leftover scrap here, and I had the Very Cute stamp set that had warm wishes in it, and I kind of wanted, I was going to make it even like warm Christmas wishes, but I didn't. I just went with warm wishes. I don't want to get too crazy tonight. Save that for New Year's Eve. All right, so I got warm wishes, and I'm going to put that on in the Versamark. And I really did limit myself on this piece of scrap. Don't be such a Scrooge with your paper, Jill, but I didn't get wishes on there. You can see sometimes when you push them down, if you don't, like, it almost looks like a suction of the stamp onto the paper. And if you don't see that, like, kind of a look, you'll pull your paper off and you'll see that you missed the ink in those spots. So I've got white embossing powder as well. Now you could have used the embossing buddy that, you know, like the one I have sitting right here to use. And it would stop all this extra embossing powder from sticking where you don't want it to. And get yourself a Dollar Tree, $1.25 store paintbrush set. And there's a real fine brush in there that you can use to brush those off. And then you'll just heat that with your heat tool until it starts to melt. Well, not till it starts to melt. You'll want the whole thing to melt. It's too small to hang on to. It'll blow all away. So it'll melt. It'll look all shiny like and wet now. And then you'll know that it's done. And then you can cut it out. Just now that I use these, I gotta remember not to touch them, right? Because they could be a little bit warm. But they're cutting through my paper like butter. How about that? Okay, I lied. Warm. The stamp set has You Warm My Heart. But since we were making a Christmas card, I wanted to go this route so that we could put like Merry Christmas inside or Happy Holidays or something like that on the inside. I do need a couple thank you cards. I could have turned this into a thank you because we can't forget to send a thank you for the gifts that we receive. People appreciate it. All right, so now I need 2 more little dimensional pieces. I'll cut this piece I got right here in half. And because I've got long ones, stick it on here, and I put my, ooh, that's wishes. Let's do warm over here. And speaking of warm, it was so warm today, but I think it rained. I spent most of the day working on the cards and announcement for the January class that I didn't really see much, but I thought I heard it raining. But I know it was warm because I don't have on, I do have my Christmas sweatshirt on that you can't see. Maybe you can hear it though. Reedy bought them for us. It's a cat. Probably get Facebook jail for that one, but it's got that cute cat on it. These were our shirts that she got us for our cookie making event when we went up to my mom's house. We all had a meowy Christmas sweatshirt. And so now we're going to switch back to our, I guess we don't need to put the putty back in for this, but we're going to go over to our pick tool and get some of these gems. And I'm going to go with the really dark ones because these aren't Stampin' Up. So I don't know exactly what color they are. But we're going to go with these, and I'm just going to stick a few of them on to jazz up a little tiny bit more our Beauteous card that we have. Use up our bling. Gotta use up our bling. And I believe that will do it for our card for this new month of Christmas cards. Let me go back. Oh, good, Kathy, you're on the mend. Yay. Bye, Patty. All right, let's end this. Remove my spotlight so that you guys come back. Oh, let me put my little glasses back on. I'll put my Christmas glasses back on. I turned them off. See, they do the whole blinky thing too. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me on Christmas. Much appreciated. If you're watching the replay, appreciate that too. I will be back again on Wednesday for my regular weekly live. And you should have got the announcement about the January class today. If you are a newsletter recipient, you can go to greenthumbstampers.com and then sign up for my newsletter there and stay in the know with classes and things like that. And then you'll get these announcements. So I should have probably even brought a couple more of the cards over to show you guys what we're going to make, but I didn't. So consider that class. I've got 2 RSVP dates. One's, I'm going to call it the guaranteed date, because if you sign up by the end of December, I should on opening day of catalog in January be able to get all the sets that I need. My second RSVP date is like the 11th or 15th. I can't remember which day I set it as, which I should still be able to get the product if it's not sold out. And Stampin' Up is using these cards. People are starting to, I'm going to say, use these Memories and More cards for classes because they're more apt to be in stock than how quickly like all of our Halloween stuff sold out, or inventory levels that people are having struggles with for that do big classes. I mean, some of these ladies have like 100 people a month that they do a class for, and they buy the whole like bundles and papers and ribbons and stuff. Well, when they're buying 100 packs of gems and there's several of these people that have humongous classes, then we deplete our stock faster. So a lot of people are now using these Memories of More cards because they're a hidden gem. And so I can't guarantee if I wait too long into the month to place my order that I can get those. That's why I was just asking for early commit. And like I said, I do have another date later in the month if I can get the supplies. And I'm thinking I can do a Zoom class if I have any interest. I set one up for February 3rd. And anybody that replies that they want to do that, I will definitely have that. So that date is on my calendar. And that's it, you guys. I appreciate it that you watched me on the holiday or watched the replay. I'll be back. Take care. Merry Christmas. Oh, and Happy New Year. No, I'll be back before the New Year. Take that one back. Merry Christmas. Bye, guys.